So 2018-2019 League 2 season is over, boys and girls. It's done and dusted. And you can say the same about Yeovil Town and Notts County. Done and dusted for them. They'll be playing National League football next season. And on the flip side, Lincoln, Bury and MK Dons will be partying all the way through to August as they'll be prepping for League 1 football next season. Well, what about me? What about my predictions that I made back in July 2018? How many did I get right? How many did I get wrong? Let's waste no more time, jump in the DeLorean and have a look. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video, this time looking back at the 2018-2019 League 2 prediction video. I will get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, League 2 related, world football, we're going all here under one roof. Now, what's going to happen here is, what I could do is play the video, the original video, and do a sort of voiceover job of it and kind of piecemeal it together, and it'll be rough as a badger's backside. But no, what we're going to do here is I've looked ahead. I've got the predictions in order that I made back in July, and I'm going to compare it to the league table in a graphic. You'll see in just a second. And on the flip side, if you want to check out to make sure there's no shady business, there is a link to the original video down below, so you can double check my scores and my math and all that kind of stuff. So let's waste no more time and take a look at my predictions for League 2, boys and girls. It is done and dusted, and it is done and dusted for Grimsby Town. They are Doon, that's right. No, they're not down, because that's who I predicted would go down. In fact, Yeovil are gone down. Grimsby actually finished 7 places better off. They had a Rover on their books as well. I think it was Joe Grayson finished off the season with Grimsby. So they had a better season than I expected. I did expect some tough times from Grimsby, but Yeovil will be playing Nash. It's a shame, because Yeovil were League 1 a few seasons back. Did they ever get as high as the Championship? I'm not too sure. Morecambe, I actually saw Morecambe in 23rd spot. They actually finished 5 places better off, probably up to 18th spot in the table. In the real world, it was Notts County. Now, I had a lot of flack for my prediction for Notts County. It was bad. I predicted bad times for Notts County, but I didn't predict this bad. This is an absolute shit show for one of the oldest, I think, the oldest club in English football. But hey, yeah, it is. I think getting relegated to the National League is bad. It's very bad, but it's not as bad as it used to be. Take example, Leyton Orient, they were relegated a couple seasons back. They spent 1 season kind of rebuilding everything, and they had an up and down kind of season in the National League. They got their shit together this season, and they'll be back in the Football League next season. So yeah, maybe just a chance to get, because Notts County, since they made that stupid appointment, or was it Sven-Goran Eriksson or something like that, a couple of seasons back, they've been talking the talk and all this kind of stuff. They even played Juventus in a friendly not so long ago. They signed Sol Campbell back in the... it was just a whole freak show, Rovers-esque, Blackburn Rovers-esque freak show at Notts County. So they need to kind of get their shit together and come back again, and hopefully they can get their act right, because I'd love to see them back in the Championship and maybe even beyond that. But anyway, moving forward, Macclesfield Town, I got this one bang on the nose, boys. We've got a 22nd spot for Sol Campbell's boys. What a tremendous job he's done. Rumour has it he'll be back next season to have a full crack at it, and maybe get them further up the table. So well done to him. I was actually rooting for him. Hopefully he did the job, and he has, just by the whisker. Big job for him. Port Vale, I saw Port Vale into 21st spot. They actually finished in 20th spot. So not too shabby indeed. When you look at the grand scheme of things at the bottom of the table here, I did okay so far. But in the real world, it was Cambridge who finished in 21st spot. I think I predicted much higher for them this season. Into 20th spot, I had Tranmere Rovers, who actually finished in the playoffs. So they have an outside shot of getting into League 1 next season. That'd be great for them, because they deserve to be much higher. Remember, Tranmere being in the Championship, or that respective... it might have been called the old Division 1 back then, or whatever it was. The second tier way back when, with John Aldridge banging in the goals back in the day. In the real world, it was Port Vale. And actually, yes, like I said, I had Port Vale in 21st spot. Into 19th spot, I had Notts County. I saw some troubles ahead. But they actually finished much, much worse. Into the drop zone they went. In the real world, Crawley Town finished in 19th spot. And again, it looks like I had them much higher in the old table. Into 18th spot, Yeovil. I predicted Yeovil had a bit of a struggle, but I didn't expect to see them struggle as much as this. They actually finished 6 places worse off. In the real world, as 18th place was Morecambe. And we also saw how I predicted their outcome would be. So I expected Morecambe to go down. Into 17th spot, Stevenage, who finished much, much higher than 17th. They finished about 10th. I believe. Grimsby Town finished 17th in the real world. So pretty woeful prediction on my eyes for Stevenage. So they did much better than anticipated. Into 16th spot. I got this one bang on the nose as well, boys and girls. Cheltenham Town. Yep, they wiped their face clean with this one with a steady season. Not really flirting with relegation too much. Not really flirting with promotion. Just a kind of consolidation season. Maybe they can get their act together next season. We'll have to wait and see. Into 15th spot, I had Crawley. I did expect better times than they actually had. They finished in 4th place, worse off, into 19th spot. And in the real world, Northampton Town finished 15th. They were relegated last season from League One. Yeah, I know where I put them, and this is bad. This is bad call for me. Tremendous, absolutely woeful for them. Because they should have been one of the favourites to go straight back up. Into 14th spot is then Vegans, Forest Green Rovers. They actually finished in 14th. No, they didn't finish. They finished 9 places better off than my prediction, so they must have finished inside the playoffs, maybe. My maths is horrific. Yeah, inside the playoffs, surely. Yeah, so they'll be knocking on the door, maybe getting into League One football. That'd be great for them. Oldham finished in 14th spot. Another team that should have done much better than they did, because they had all the foundations. They were also relegated with Northampton last time out. So, yeah, disappointing season for Oldham. It looks like a positive season for the Vegans, Forest Green Rovers. Into 13th spot we go. Colchester United. Now, obviously, they've been an up and down team over the past 10-15 years, up to League One. Did they go out of league? Did they go out of the Football League? I'm not too sure, but they've been up and down, a bit of a yo-yo side. They finished much better off into 8th spot, I believe. Swindon finished actually in 13th spot, so decent season for Colchester. I think 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, they're just outside the playoffs, I believe, for Colchester. Into 12th spot, Crewe. Another one. I got bang on the nose, boys and girls. A steady, no-brainer season, really. Crewe have obviously got an esteemed, or they've produced some quality players over the years for Crewe. So it's a hotbed of English talent or British talent out there. But I do remember them being as high as a second tier of English football. But at the minute, it does still seem a fair bit away from getting to those heights once again. So 12th spot for them. Newport County, I predicted them to be in 11th. They finished 4 places higher, just inside the playoffs, if my maths is correct. Yeah, so strong season for them, much better than I predicted. Into 10th spot we go. Swindon Town, they've obviously finished in 13th spot. I actually predicted them finishing in 10th. So a little bit worse season than anticipated. Into 9th spot we go. Cambridge United. Now here we go. Here's where some of my howlers rear their ugly head. They finished obviously in a horrific 21 spot. I actually anticipated them to have a good season this year. I think they finished last season in good form. Correct me if I'm wrong. So yeah, woeful end to the season. A woeful season overall. Just surviving the drop ahead of Macclesfield. So yeah, for me, I had them outside shot at playoffs, but no. Into 8th spot we go. Carlisle United, they actually finished in 11th spot, so 3 places worse off than what I predicted. We actually played them earlier in the season, Rovers, in the League Cup, and we won quite convincingly, 4-1. I think my sister was at that game. So yeah, an okay season. You know, if it went in my way, they would have been a little bit disappointed to just miss out on the playoffs. But you know, it's kind of a wipe the face kind of job. You know what I mean? 3 places worse off. Into 7th spot we go. Mansfield Town. I had them in just squeaking into the playoffs, but to be honest with you, 1, 2, 3, they made it into the playoffs quite convincingly. 3 places better off. Newport County actually is the last team to squeeze into the playoffs, so they'll be happy, and maybe I'll have a go at it and try and be the underdogs to go through. Into 6th spot we have Bury, who actually got themselves promoted into 3rd spot. So good season for them. Obviously they got relegated with Northampton, Oldham and MK Dons last season, so they'll be back to League One next season. So 3 places better off. Tranmere, the actual team that finished in 6th spot, so good season for Tranmere, even better one than for Bury. MK Dons, I saw them in 5th spot for myself. They actually finished it 2 places better off into 3rd spot. I think yeah, there's some inconsistency there with my numbers. I think Bury finished in 1, 2, 3 places better off. Milton Keynes must have finished in 2nd, so that would be +3 as well. So bear that in mind when we'll have a look at it. So MK Dons, I saw them finishing 5th in the playoffs. Forest Green Rovers, then Vegans, they finished in 5th spot themselves, so they'll be having an outside shot. Oldham were my prediction for 4th spot. They actually finished in 10 places worse off into 14th spot. So a bit of a woeful season there. They obviously had I don't know who was in charge at the start of the season, but they did have Paul Scholes at some point for a couple of games. That kind of fell south quick time. He was only in there for maybe a month before he decided, you know what, this is not for me. I think there's a lot of off-the-field issues that could disrupt the flux at Oldham. Where do they play? Boundary Park? I think that's where they play. Into third spot we go, Exeter City. They actually finished 6 places worse off into ninth spot. So, yeah, I had high aspirations for Exeter City. Is Paul Tisdale still the manager there? I'm not too sure. But to be honest with you, they've been knocking on the door for the past few seasons in the playoffs. Quite surprised that they only finished in ninth this season, so that's a little bit of a sour one there. MK Dons finished in third spot in the real world. They are playing League One football next season, so not too shabby indeed. Into second spot, Lincoln. Obviously, they went all the flipping way as champions, so 1 place shy. They've been knocking on the door as well in recent years, so good to see the Imps will be playing League One football next season. Bury finished second in the real world, so not too shabby. And number 1 spot, this was an absolute turkey for me. I actually saw Northampton going all the flipping way, obviously relegated last season from League One. You got to half fancy those teams to get their act together and be in the thick of things, and I did the similar thing with the Championship. I saw like Stoke and West Brom trying to be the 2 teams that go promoted. So yeah, it's not always the case. You've got to go with teams that have got their shit together, and obviously Northampton didn't. They finished 14 places worse off. They're more close to the drop zone than they were for promotion, to be honest with you. So yeah, a season of woes, I guess, for Northampton. They've got to get their stuff together next season if they're going to be back in the thick of things for promotion next season. Speaking of next season, we'll go again, boys and girls. We'll do this all over again with early predictions, probably back into July, early August, something like that, and we'll have a prediction stuff business for League Two. If you are interested in doing something like that, stick your own name and comment down the section down below. How was this season for you? Are you a League Two fan? Stick your own thoughts and opinions down in the comment section. And also, while I still have you, check out the old description. Links to my other social media platforms are in there. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Facebook. Check me out on there. Follow me there, boys and girls, and we can have a good old natter about football. I love football any which way. Girls football, boys football, five-a-side football, indoor football, outdoor football, beach football. I love all the football. I'm a football man, boys and girls. I love it all. So, yeah, hook me up. And also, while I still have you, there is a link to my Patreon page, boys and girls. If you want to check me out and support me in another way besides your viewership, there are 3 tiers of support out there. 1, academy level, where it's the $1 a month, where you can get a couple of perks for that one, or you can go all the flipping way, boys and girls, into the first team squad. That's $10 a month, and that gives you some more privileges and perks. Bing bong bing, that's my cue to bounce out of here. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the thumbs up. And if you are new, smash the subscribe. I've got new videos coming out each and every single day. And speaking of that, a couple days prior, I did the same sort of get up here for the Championship, and I also did the same sort of get up yesterday for League One, and we'll be doing the Premier League in a couple of days' time once that wraps up, and we'll also take a look at some of the foreign leagues when they come to a close. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Once again, thumbs up, subscribe. Ciao for now. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.